This episode is helped brought to you by our newest sponsor, Kalona Brewing Company. They're a brewery out there in Eastern Iowa. So if you're in the area, make sure to stop by Kalona and check out their brewery. Great food at the restaurant there, great beer, obviously. If you're in the Midwest, check out any Hy-Vees. I believe they carry the 6-packs and they have different types of flavors. So you guys are going to want to, definitely try that out. And I think throughout this whole process, Fishing Kid and myself for Beer Fish Fanatics, we're going to be doing some giveaways here and there. If you guys can go ahead and tag us here and there with your Kalona beer. So other than that, enjoy the episode, guys. Welcome to another episode of Beer Fish Fanatics. This is Grandy with Ma Pa Fishing. We got
Kit with the Fishing Kit YouTube channel.
And today we have Leslie VanDerau. I'm super excited to have her on because number one, she started this foundation called Heroes Outdoor Therapy, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that. She's a combat engineer, U.S. Marine, correct?
Correct.
And I heard one of your other episodes before that. Okay, so you're always Marine. You're not technically a veteran. You're always a veteran. You're always a Marine for life, correct?
Right.
There we go. And she's also an MC for the Catmasters. So we definitely want to learn a little bit more about that. So that's kind of cool. So thank you so much for joining us, Leslie.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Definitely.
And quick shout out to our sponsor, Kalona Brewing Company. I'm doing the Aloha Iowa beer, pineapple Belgian ale style ale. That's
okay. I got a drink too, but it's a little bit different this time.
So in case everybody's listening or wondering, Kit's a little bit under the weather. He's toughing it out. I mean, he was like not feeling good all week. He's like, oh shit, can he make it through? I go, man, suck it up, Buttercup. And he's here. He's gonna handle this podcast episode with us, Leslie.
All right, so I got myself a soybean drink.
Oh boy,
non-alcoholic today.
Leslie, what you got?
I have wine because I don't drink beer.
It's all good. It goes down the same. So there you go. Cheers.
We're trying to keep it PG, so I'm not going to bring out the Jack Daniels.
Oh, wow.
No, that's one thing we tell all our guests. It's PG-13. All right. So I mean, we try to cut out all the rated R stuff. We keep it PG-13. It's okay.
This
all
is
right.
OnlyFans, so I'll stick to the wine.
Wow.
Awesome. So as I mentioned before, I really wanted to get you on because I'm a big proponent of, veterans and everything on that. So, and, you starting this foundation, because I ran across your page, a while back, actually. And then I heard you on King's podcast also. Yeah. And, I was just like, it'd be so cool. It's just the kind of, get you on, because we were actually on the King podcast also. And I was just talking to Nikki, and I was just like, you know what? Leslie would be pretty badass, to have her on, because I want her to talk a little bit more about Heroes Outdoor Therapy. So can you start from the beginning, a little bit about your background and how that all started by chance?
Right. So as you mentioned, I was a veteran in the Marine Corps, combat engineer. I served in Iraq in 2004. And the way that I came to start my nonprofit was just because when I came back from Iraq, I had issues with PTSD and just adjusting back to the civilian way of things. And unfortunately, I didn't have a positive hobby or something to transfer all that PTSD, the depression, the anxiety, all that stuff. And I would just drink a lot, and that took a toll on my family. So my husband kind of gave me the ultimatum of, okay, girl, you got to get your life together or you got to leave. And at the time I worked an 8-to-4 job. So I was pretty much stuck thinking, okay, what's going to keep me out of the bar scene at night? Mm-hmm. And I stuck to night fishing. And because I had to learn to night fish, catfishing is one of the predominant things that we have here in the Susquehanna with flatheads. So we pretty much like taught ourselves how to become really good catfishing anglers. And I love that it actually was a positive outlet for me. It was keeping me out of the bar scenes. It was, bringing my husband and I together. And I wanted to look for other veterans that were finding similar forms of therapy in the outdoors. So I took to social media, just trying to find different veterans. And I found out that a lot of the nonprofits, especially smaller ones, they would pay for veterans to attend events, but a lot of times they wouldn't pay for travel expenses. So I wanted to bridge that gap. And I started Heroes Outdoor Therapy as a form of bridging the gap between veterans that couldn't afford travel and nonprofits that were actually doing events for veterans. And then now into our 5th year, we actually started doing our own hunting trips as well as our own fishing excursions and various other events. So that's pretty much how Heroes Outdoor Therapy started.
Yeah. And, for our listeners and watchers, you guys got to check out her social media page because her catfish that she catches, they're enormous. So
I know I tell people I catfish, and I kind of have to emphasize that I trophy catfish, because a lot of people are used to like small channel cats or just like farm catfishing in ponds. And then when they realize that I like catch monsters, how they say, and they're like, oh, you like catfish for monsters.
Because this guy right here, Fishing Kid, he really got me into catfishing the last couple of years. Like you're just saying, like really getting into catfish and then slowly moving towards, like you're just saying, trophy catfish. So we just got back from, we went to Kansas just recently, and he got me on the blue cats down there. My very, very first one was a 30+ pound one. So catching that one off the kayak, like I said, and then I was just, and then I saw your picture. It's like, man, that shit ain't even close to what she's catching. I'm like way amateur. So.
Well, I am 5'1", so it's not hard to make.
Oh no! Oh, you're cutting out. I'm sorry, Leslie. Are you there?
Kind of froze.
There we go. We can hear you. There we go.
Now we go.
There we go.
Dang internet.
I know. If I freeze, then I'll stop talking. But a lot of it now, so take it back a little bit. As I was looking for other veterans that like to do what I do, I found a veteran down in Alabama, actually in Georgia, that liked to catfish. And he invited me about 4 years ago to fish a tournament in Alabama in like January. It was 17 degrees out. It was freezing. It was my first tournament, and I lost a big fish. So I've never been able to live that one down, but that's what propelled me into the tournament world.
But yeah, I've never dabbled into the tournament fishing scene, but I've been fishing for catfish for, I don't know, basically all my life, and I guess I've been kind of serious into it the last few years. But I don't catch like fish where I gotta hold it up here. I don't get me wrong, I'm trying, but I feel like it's better nowadays, but like catfishing, some people like don't respect it, I feel like.
Yeah, they kind of frown upon it until like, especially with the Catmasters now, we're trying to like launch it into more of a mainstream platform, and a lot of people get surprised just that the amount of money it pays out and how like professional we're trying to make it. So yeah, I totally get that. They're like, you're fishing for bottom feeders.
Yeah. But I don't know. We just gotta spread the word, man. Catfish are awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever kayak fish at all, Leslie?
I haven't. Well, I mean, I did one time just for bass, but I haven't kayak fish anything serious now. I've wanted to, but it seems like I'm dabbling in hunting also, and I like to try different.
Oh no, frozen.
Okay.
Sorry, cutting in and out. I'm sorry. I think you were
where
saying
did we cut off?
You were talking about hunting and how you're dabbling into new things.
Yeah.
Right. So I always end up buying all the gear for it, and I told my husband I wanted to kayak fish, and he's like, okay. Because that can get really expensive as well.
Yes. But I'm telling you, once you catch that first fish off the kayak, it's just an addiction that you can't explain. And then once you start catching big fish off the kayak, oh man, it's just another it's obviously it's very different than a boat, because these big fish, they take you for a sleigh ride. So it's different. So, when you're on a regular boat, you're just you're situated right there. It's not gonna pull you that hard. But when you're on
catfish pull you in.
Yeah. It's my favorite way to catch catfish, hands down.
Yeah.
If I had one choice, that'd be it, kayaking for them.
So what is your biggest fish that you two have caught on your kayak?
It was that one down in Kansas. I literally caught that a couple of weeks ago when he took me down to the lake down there in Kansas, and it was about 35 plus. I mean, you can't weigh when you're on a kayak. I mean, I don't know how you can weigh it.
This number keeps getting bigger every time I hear this story.
Okay, it was 30 plus. All right, we'll leave it at that. It was 30 plus.
Yeah, I think mine's about that 30-pound range too. So
right. Yeah. I thought I caught a 30. I believe it was like a 32-pound carp once. That was fun.
Yeah, it's surprising how big like a fish is as far as the weight goes. Like you look at a fish, 20 pounds, but then you weigh it like, oh, it's only 10.
Yeah. Well, I guess also, especially if you're in a kayak and you have to pick it up, it's not like you're on the ground. I get a lot of my strength from my legs. So a lot of the times when you see me hold up these trophy catfish for pictures, I do a countdown and I'm like, all right, guys, 1, 2, 3. I'm like counting down because they're heavy to hold up. So I can't even imagine on a kayak doing it because you're just using that leverage of your upper body.
Yeah, it's awesome.
No upper body strength.
Well, what you can do is just drag them up, and then you just basically they just sit in your lap, and you get totally messy. Which I'm pretty sure you're used to anyways, so whatever.
It's the slime. You gotta love the slime, man. That's the best.
Exactly. A couple of weeks ago, I went to Montauk for my first bluefin tuna fishing.
Ooh.
And I had like a turquoise like windbreaker jacket, and I had blood all over it. And I'm like, that's like a rite of passage to me to get like blood and stains and all that. I don't want it looking pretty.
Oh, that reminds me. During our trip, we ran into town. This was after we fished in the morning. I had catfish slime all over my shorts. We walked into Walmart and people were looking at me. I'm like, man, why do people keep looking at me? Then I went to the restroom and looked down at my pants. I was like, oh, slime.
Yeah. Catfish slime is something else, though. You pretty much just have to have catfishing clothing. You can wash it a couple times, but I try to just stick to the same gear for catfish.
That's awesome. Now, I mean, with Heroes Outdoor Therapy, do you do events? Do you take veterans, to go catfishing for these trophy fish or anything, or what do you do in regards to that?
So as far as catfishing, right now we sponsor a veteran fishing team. Our season just started we sponsor them for the Catmasters Trail, and our season just started last month. We have 6 tournaments, and then at the end of it, they do basically like the Bassmasters, like a classic. Mm-hmm. And last year, the veteran team that we sponsored is made up of 5 veterans. One of them's a female and the rest of are male, and the team made it to second place. So that was really exciting. Their first tournament they fished, they didn't do so well. So it's going to be trying to play a catch-up game this season.
They needed you. That's why. Hello.
No, not anymore. You know what? After I did the tournaments, I kind of figured out that I love fishing for fun. I don't really like tournament fishing. I might actually tournament fish. I'm going to be heading out to Oklahoma for a job that I have. And then I'm going to Helena, Arkansas. And I have some time to kill. So I might actually last minute sign up for the Cabela's King Cat tournament that they have out there next weekend.
Cool.
But otherwise, I like to fish for fun. I like emceeing tournaments. I like the interview aspect of it. There's less pressure on me, and I still get to be around stuff that I enjoy and kind of just sit back and watch everybody else stress out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot of pressure in the tournament.
Right. I did attend for the first time the Bassmaster Classic in Texas. What was it, like 2 months ago? I got to go for the first time, and that kind of was really awesome to see. I was like, oh wait, I want to do this. And I came home and I told my husband, I'm like, I want to start bass fishing. I mean, I do it for fun here and there, you know, I've caught big bass, but never anything that I've committed time to like I do for catfishing. And it's just like, okay, like here's another thing she wants to do. And Sandy, she did the kayak portion for Kayaking. She entered, she's one of the Kayaking pro anglers, and she did the kayak portion for the Bassmasters. I was like, she was the only female, and I was like, wait, why isn't there more females doing this?
Right.
I mean, that's one thing, because okay, I have 4 daughters, so and I really want them to get into fishing, but I want them to enjoy it. Obviously, I'm not just gonna push it on them. But you're right. I wish there was more females that are in, the tournament scene. I think there is. You're seeing more and more and more, and hopefully it'll just keep building up. But no, I mean, I think there should be.
I know. I always kind of get not offended, but maybe a little bit offended when people are like, oh, do you like hold the bat? The chicks that are like the fish bras and they're like naked holding the fish bikini.
What is it called? Is it bikini fisher?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, bikini fishermen.
I know in the gun world they call them gun bunnies. I don't know what they're in the fishing world.
I think it is. I think it's called bikini fisher women or bikini fishermen or something like that.
Florida, I'm not going to lie. I've done that in Florida because it's really hot. But you can't do that when you're catfishing. I'm sorry.
No.
You're not worried about looking cute when you're catfishing.
Very true. And that's one thing that I think catfishing doesn't get a good reputation, because a lot of people just think, what, you're just gonna go out there and throw a hot dog and catch a fish, or go out there and throw chicken liver and you're gonna catch
a lot of technique to catch trophy fish.
It's not glamorous. It is not glamorous.
No. I remember when I was first learning, I would sit for hours and hours. Sometimes I'd go a whole night and get skunked. And I would come home crying, and my husband would be like, what are you crying for? I'm like, I sat there all night. I didn't catch one single fish. But I mean, that's what it's about. You have to learn like where to fish on the river, what their I literally had them down to like, I'd be like, okay, at 8 o'clock they're running, and then they run at 11, then they run at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like you have their patterns down pretty much when you're like really into it, I guess.
No, you're spot on, because like I said, I just started getting into it because of this guy, and then a couple of our friends here. They have YouTube channels, and they're really into trophy catfish, flatheads and everything, and just trophy, and they're just little pointers here, and they're just kind of, when I'm talking to them, I mean, like you're just saying, they know the way the wind is blowing. These guys know when the temperature of the water is right, the time of day, all that.
The barometric pressure and everything affects them. Yeah.
I mean, you guys, they jot down everything in journals and shit. I'm just like, man.
We have apps for that. My husband has an app that like when we catch a fish, of course you mark it, but you're like, what rig, if you had bait, what bait you were using, what the temperature was, everything. It's like a science.
See, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, who, oh, you guys catfish, aren't you just throwing, stink bait out there and that's it? I go, there's a little bit more to it than just that. So, oh no, she froze. Hopefully.
Okay.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
So we're saying it's a science. It really is. Fishing isn't just like throwing. Well, I don't know. My 4-year-old gets lucky, but it's not just about throwing a line in the water and a fish just jumping on it.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good.
Well, I'd rather be good.
Agreed. Are you going to be at the Catmasters in Kansas by chance, Leslie?
I'm going to be at all of them because I did the interview portions for them.
Okay.
So yeah, I will be at all of them. I'm next on the schedule will be in Helena, Arkansas.
Okay. Because the Kansas one, it's in October, so we'll see. We might be able to get down there if we can.
September, October. Yeah, it's the 22nd and 23rd.
Yeah, if we can, we'll see if we can swing by down there. It's about 5.
Milford, right? Milford.
Yeah, it's about 5 hours. Or we might have to beep that out. Sorry, we have a no lake name on our podcast.
I love that place though. I'm always down to go down.
Yeah,
there.
we can talk about it, but we'll beep that lake name out. But no, this guy loves that place. He goes down there multiple times a year. It's 5
if
hours.
you guys go, definitely let me know, and we could probably even set up like a short podcast after this captain's meeting or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It'd be super fun, and then I can just tell the wife, yeah, it's for side work. And I got to do some recon work, some podcasts on there.
Hey. So many anglers though, because there's a lot of people that travel the circuit of the Catmasters. There's a lot of states that come out to fish these tournaments.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie to her, but I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I got to do this for the podcast and for work, and worst case scenario, I got to get my kayak out there. I might just do a little recon work for next year, see if I can catch upgrade my because I didn't take a picture of my last one, so she doesn't believe me. That kid, I didn't tell. I didn't. Yeah, so I caught that monster fish. So I didn't take a picture of it. So my wife goes,
not have a picture? Do you not have a GoPro? You need a GoPro.
I don't.
Or you need a fish eye.
I see, that was the thing. I don't record myself when I fish. He does. And he was kind of a little bit further away from me. And I was too excited. I didn't take a picture. I didn't do anything. So yeah, like he's just saying, my wife goes, shit, you didn't catch shit. I didn't see a picture of it. I go, damn, man.
Pics or it didn't happen.
Do you not have a modern day cell phone?
Okay, so I did. So I put it away because I lost my cell phone when I went ice fishing this past year. So my cell phone goes into a locked location kind of far away. I was just too excited at that point. I was just like, yes, but I didn't even think about it. But no, I didn't get a picture of it. So everybody's like, yeah, right. Bullshit. Man,
no witnesses. Yeah. No witnesses.
Whatever. He was next to me.
I don't even know if I believe you now. Like, no pictures.
Do it.
How convenient.
All right.
That's why the number keeps getting bigger every time.
Dude, you're next to me not right next to me, but you're kind of far
maybe
away.
Like 50 yards away.
But you saw it, man. Don't come on, man.
50 yards away.
But yeah, no, we get an opportunity if I get a chance. Definitely want to go down there. I do want to see what the cats, the Catmasters all about. I hear about it. It's growing here. It's like getting bigger and bigger. So it's kind of cool.
It's growing. Now though, we kind of have a cap though on our tournaments. So pretty much we're trying to keep it between like 100 and 150 boats, just depending on what lake or river we're fishing on.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But yeah, we're definitely, trying to step up our game, and our classics is going to be interesting because we're trying to take a different approach, kind of like mimic it after the Bassmasters.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be having multiple camera guys on different boats. So just trying to step up our game with that.
That'd be pretty cool. So your location where you live now, because you live in Pennsylvania, right? Northeast. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I live in Central PA.
Okay. So we're just talking. We're like, do you catch a lot of blues up there? And like, are they huge, or do you have to travel, or where are you catching?
So where I live in Central Pennsylvania, it mainly would be the Susquehanna, and we have channels in the Susquehanna and flatheads. But in order to catch blues, we go to the Potomac. That would be the closest place that we'd go to. And that's about 2 hours from here.
That's not bad.
Okay.
So
that isn't terrible. Yeah.
No. And it's beautiful. I mean, when we fish around Georgetown and the whole DC area. So the backdrops are gorgeous.
Mm.
And it's funny because when we fish, I mean, you have Georgetown right there. So you have all the collegiate rowing teams. And they're all out there, and you're catching these huge monsters, and they're just like, what?
That's awesome. How
Yeah.
how big do the channels and the flatheads get out there in your area?
The channels, I would say not that big. My biggest around here has been 18 pounds. And that was like a pretty big size for here. And then the flatheads, I think our state record, do you know what our state record is? 52 is our state record right now.
Okay. Thank you for joining us at Beer Fish Fanatics. And this episode is actually brought to you by Whisker Seeker Tackle.
So make sure you guys go to whiskerseeker.com for all your catfishing gear.
Enjoy the episode, guys. That's our channels don't get that big. So I mean, it's I mean, our flatheads can get to there. I've seen flatheads get pretty big here in central Iowa, but yeah, our channels double digits is very, very rare.
The thing with the Susquehanna River, it's really rocky. It's a real rocky river, and the water can get like 3 inches. So
wow. Yeah. A channel cat over 10 pounds in Iowa. That's a big channel cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But our I think our state record for flathead is 81 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys are from Iowa though either. So wait, I think Twisted Catfish is out there. Like that's the main tournament series out there.
We just had a local one. I think it's called the Midwest Catfish something. It's like the dam to dam. We got like 2 main reservoirs.
Okay.
There's a local circuit here.
And that was all kayak catfishing?
Boat. It was an overnight tournament actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just this past weekend.
Yeah, our local tournaments, they do have them overnight. But most of the Catmasters, it's all during the day, and it's 2-day tournaments.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah. I love fishing at night though. I think it's so relaxing. It's so fun. And you know what? Especially if you have a recreational lake, you get all the what are those sea doogies?
Pleasure boaters. Boaters.
The pleasure boaters.
Those jet skis, right? Jet skis and sea doos. Okay.
That's what they're called. They're like sea doogies.
Did you just say sea? She just said sea doogies, man.
What the hell is a sea doogie?
That's awesome. I'm drinking on that one, Leslie. Sea doogies.
Yeah, those people. You get them out of the water right when you're coming in. So
yeah. Now you don't got to worry about those people.
Yeah, we don't get that here. But see, that was what got you into night fishing? I mean, because we only night fish because we go to a specific lake that we have good luck at night. But most of the time, like around here locally, night fishing is not a thing because it's just the bite's just not there. So what got you into night fishing?
So because I had to work 8 to 4, I had an 8 to 4, federal job, and I had no other option but to fish at nighttime.
Okay. And
it just so happens that I happen to live on the Susquehanna, which is predominantly big flathead. So that's what got me into night fishing.
We might have to go up there, Kit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's good bass fishing and good catfishing. I don't know. I heard it's really good for walleye also and muskie, but I haven't tried either. Again, I don't. If I commit, I have to buy all the gear and then.
Well, not necessary. Okay, so when it comes to bass fishing, me and this guy, we're not huge into the green carp. We fish for like hybrid striped bass, and we fish for a white bass. But when it comes to largemouth, it's just it's an accidental catch for us.
We have smallies here.
Ooh,
we have smallmouth, and the biggest smallmouth, I caught a really nice 5-pound smallmouth, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
I guess I'm lucky. I'm one of those lucky fishing people.
But you should try the walleyes. I heard actually walleyes are pretty decent in your area. So
yeah, I caught a baby once. I thought it was a bass, and then I opened its mouth and realized it wasn't.
You didn't stick your.
Do you eat fish at all?
I do. I love eating fish. I don't eat anything out of my river though, because because we have 3 Mile Island, and that's a nuclear power plant.
Yeah, that's probably smart.
So I'm not eating anything out of here.
I was gonna say like walleye's pretty good eating if you're gonna eat fish from your area.
I love eating fish, but I
Yeah.
mainly go elsewhere to eat it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'm
Nuclear.
also a big like foodie person, so I like really good restaurants that'll cook my fish and fly it
Okay.
in from different places.
All right, you're gonna have to come to Iowa once. Come fishing with us, and we'll take you to some foodie places.
I've been to Iowa, but I haven't done fishing or anything. I went there for a short period because I also had another one of my adventures was waterfowl hunting, and I did waterfowl hunting in Illinois.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, let us know if you ever get a chance to get out in this area. We'll take you fishing, and we'll also take you to some amazing restaurants if you're a foodie.
oh, I love foodie. I don't know. Do they have amazing restaurants in Iowa?
Dude, come on.
They might. Depends on what your standards are.
When I was there, my friend took me to a wing place, and they had really good wings, but I didn't see that they had good restaurants.
All right. All right. That's a challenge. Now you and your husband's gonna have to come here, and then we'll have to take you to a nice restaurant now. A couple of them. Don't worry.
And then when you come here, you'll see like a real restaurant. You'll be like, damn.
Like, oh, this is what a nice restaurant is, huh?
No, I laugh because the one like really nice restaurant that I like to go to, they print their menus every day based on the fish that they fly in. So
Must be nice. Sorry.
That might be beyond Iowa fancy.
That's beyond Iowa fancy or Iowa budget.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, does it get cold enough to ice fish in your area?
I think up north it might, like in northern PA,
Mhm.
but I've never ice fished before. That's something that I really, really want to do. And my husband refuses to do. Not that I need him to go with me, but just like it would help, like, I don't know, entice him.
Okay, so see, that's another reason why you got to come to Iowa now in the winter.
I want to go ice fishing,
Yeah, I mean,
But I want to rug it out. I want to do like a rug it out experience. And then I want like, is there like, how there's camping and glamping? There's the same thing for ice fishing too.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you come with us, I mean, I would say it's probably glamping kit, right? Glamping ice fishing, because I mean, okay. So what do you consider roughing it ice fishing? Roughing it means you take a hand. To me, that means you take a hand auger and you take a fishing rod.
Yeah,
and
like
that's
you don't
it.
have a tent or anything. No,
Okay.
like heating unit or like anything like that. That's roughing.
Okay, no, we have all. You're gonna be glamping ice fishing with us if that's the case.
Well, when I think of glamping for ice fishing, I'm thinking like
TV.
an ice castle. You
Oh,
got a camera. You got a sofa. You got like you're sitting next to a hole.
True.
You got a kitchen.
Yeah.
That's glamping for ice fishing for me. I mean, having like a fabric tent, that's nice. I think I wouldn't call that glamping.
We're the in between. We're there's that far, the far this way and the far this way. We're right in between. I would say.
Yeah, we're not the RV ice fishermen. We're not that fancy.
No, sorry.
No.
But-
When I first do it, I want to do it right. Not right as in like I want to rough it out first and get my hands dirty and freeze and
right.
say, I hate this and I'm never gonna do it again.
we can do that. Don't worry. I mean, if you really want that experience, it can get rough here in Iowa. It can get pretty damn cold. So yeah. But you know what? That's one thing I haven't caught through the ice yet is the catfish. This guy has multiple times.
Really?
And yes, I have never caught an ice or a catfish through the ice. I tried last year. I didn't try very hard. I should have tried a little bit harder. I just didn't go out as often as I should have to go for them. But
You're
yeah,
gonna be beyond that thermic layer of like water though. And you're gonna have to be like almost right on top of their why are you laughing at me?
I don't know. It was just weird. Sorry.
It's
My mind just went bad. That's all. Sorry.
And they're not gonna be traveling as far. They're gonna like try to conserve their energy in the cold. So
it's
True.
it's feast or famine with catfish through the ice.
and then Yeah. And then what are you trying to catch them with?
I use cut bait.
Cut bait.
Yeah. Cut bait's going to be the best
Yeah.
fish with them.
I didn't have luck, but he did. He has, and I don't know, how did you do this past year, Kit? They're nice for catfish.
Last year sucked.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna lie.
See, so it wasn't just me then. I didn't feel so bad then, but
So
like
I'm gonna show up and be like, boys, we're gonna need a bigger hole.
I hope so. That would be awesome. But the previous year though, he did really, really, really well on catfish through the ice, and I was just like,
Yeah, that was fun.
got me excited, and then I didn't catch shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I had it all figured out 2 seasons ago. I was like, all right, next season comes, I know exactly what I'm doing. Man, it was rough.
Yeah, I feel like you were probably like on top of one of their holes or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like you were saying, they kind of hold in areas. So
Right.
once you find them, you can just like boom, boom, boom. But yeah, finding them, that's the hard part. And it's not like open water fishing where you just cast in different areas. You
Right.
actually have to go to those spots, drill your holes, drop down.
Well, you know what, Val? That's where you do your recon before the season and say, okay, when this freezes up, this is where they're probably going to hold, or find the holes beforehand and then mark them on your little fish finder and then go dig them afterwards.
That's true. I do
That's
have
true.
a kayak with
Yeah.
the sonar and stuff.
All right, Kit, that's your job. You got 2 months, man.
And that's your mission.
That's your mission. Go find
Your
the spots.
mission, should you choose to accept it.
If it means I can catch catfish through the ice this season, then yeah, I'll do it.
I mean, that's how I would approach it. I don't know.
All right, Kip. Jot it down, man. You're the
So-
map.
All right, got it. I'm on it. But anyways, so was your husband a fisherman before you got into it, or you guys both just jumped into it at the same time?
He pretty much grew up hunting. His dad owned a hunting sporting goods store, so he grew up hunting a lot. He did probably some fishing. Troy, did you fish beforehand? Just a little, not even a lot. No, we pretty much taught ourselves how to catfish.
Okay. Well, what was his reaction when you're like, I want to go fishing? Was he like, yes?
I don't even know. I don't even know what his reaction was. Now he's probably like kicking himself in the ass because now I'm expensive, but I don't buy shoes and purses. I buy like reels and rods and all that other
That could get
rifles and
that could get really just as bad. It's
so
actually
his whole
worse.
thing, when I started like doing the whole outdoor scene, he told me that he would buy my first of everything. So he bought like my first deer rifle, my first bow. But after that, I have to fund my own addictions.
Man, that's so true, dude. It's like, no, I want to get my wife more into fishing because her whole family, all her brothers, I mean, they're really into, fishing. But that's one thing I'd be like, okay, if I get her into it, she's gonna like you just said, it can get really pricey and all the things that I know she's gonna want. It's just like, oh boy.
But will your wife go by herself? Is the next question.
Oh heck no.
See, because I go by myself. Like I'm like, have to be you if you have to work. I'm going.
That would be awesome, but now she's just like, nope, I gotta go. I have to do the setup, everything, and
well, initially, yeah, like my husband, his nickname is Sherpa because he carries all my shit. But I mean, if I don't have him, it's okay. I'm still gonna go.
So funny. Now I wanted to ask you a little bit more about so when the PTSD thing.
Mhm.
So how does fishing help you or any other veterans who are suffering from that? I mean, why was that something that helped you, I guess you can say?
So the closest way that I can explain it to people is, especially if you've been deployed to let's say Iraq, you're kind of like on hyper alert and your brain's always like, head on a swivel type of thing, 24/7. And then you come back home and all that goes away, but you don't really have an off switch to like just shut it off and say, okay, we're back you don't have to think that way anymore. And I found that when I went fishing, a lot of I dropped my guard down a lot because it's just relaxing being in the water. There's not that much traffic, especially if you're not on a recreational lake. Fishing, hunting, you're kind of out there with nature, which in itself is peaceful just for regular people. And then on top of it, I'm throwing something in like a task of fishing that I'm concentrating on this one thing. And I don't know, just something in my brain clicked for me. I like to tell people it's not always going to be fishing or hunting, but the important thing for me is that veterans are getting outdoors and trying to like find that hobby that works for them and that something that clicks for them, which for me just happened to be fishing and hunting.
Makes sense. I mean, it was kind of cool because I think Fishing Kit just did I think it was this past ice season, right, Kit? You did with was it Arlie?
Oh yeah. There was a local group. I can't take any credit for it because they're the one that put it together, but they put together this ice fishing event for veterans. So they just gathered up I wouldn't even say local veterans because 2 veterans from Texas, never seen snow before. They came up to ice fish.
Awesome.
Yeah. And because Kit did a video for his YouTube channel and he actually got a chance to go. So it was really kind of cool just to kind of see them just be involved in everything on that. So that's why I was just wondering, like.
Yeah. And another thing is like, you don't have to be deployed or have PTSD. One statistic that I like to highlight is in 2017, the statistics showed that 42% of military members that committed suicide had never even deployed anywhere. So that's a pretty big number. And a lot of it is just the stressors of getting out of the military and then losing that camaraderie, losing that support system that you're used to, and then throwing yourself into a civilian workplace or just having financial stressors, not having that support system that you had with people that understood you in the military. So I love that you guys did that with the ice fishing, because that's something that I like to also just put different veterans together, because I feel like no matter what, even if you don't know each other, there's something about veterans that we always can relate to each other, and it almost feels like we've known each other forever. So it's awesome that you guys did that.
Yeah, I think Joe was one of the vets that came out from Texas, and he was talking about, events like that are so important for veterans, because civilian life is like, there's, for a lot of the veterans, it's hard for them to adjust. But then little events like that ice fishing event, it just gets them together. It just gives them a little boost.
Yeah, like a recharge.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, especially when you have, I'm fortunate enough to have a spouse that served in the military, so I can kind of have him to understand what I'm going through at times, or even what he might go through at times. But I can just imagine how much more difficult it would be if your spouse wasn't in the military. So yeah, definitely events like that, give you that little recharge. I always recently when we've been doing our events, I like to do kind of like a buddy system where I say, okay, well, bring another veteran with you to the event. That way, somebody, but then you form a different friendship with other various veterans that are there as well.
What would you say is the biggest challenge right now, for whether it's for, so I work for a hospital, I wouldn't say hospital, but a health system. And I kind of know how the way the VA hospital system's kind of set up and everything. But I'm just curious, what would you say is the biggest challenge veterans have in regards to getting help or whatever they may need? But what's the biggest challenge that they have, you would say, that a lot of people don't know about?
I think it's starting to be more acceptable, but a lot of it for me personally was mental health. Getting past that struggle of saying, okay, I need help, and it's okay that if I have to be put on meds just to get me through it, it's okay that I might need to seek counseling or talk to a therapist. But another thing that I had a really hard time with was using the VA and having to go through 5 or 6 different therapists till I found one that clicked with me and that I felt comfortable enough to work through all my issues and all my triggers with. Because at first, I mean, I went through therapists that I hated, and then I wouldn't go back to the VA. And I'd be like, okay, well, this is just making it worse. This is just creating more anxiety for me. So I'm not going to go back. I mean, it took me a good 10 years to work my way through the mental health system in the VA. And fortunately enough, I did finally find a therapist that helped me in what I needed and that I felt comfortable with this. And it was a huge game changer. Once you can figure out your triggers and once you can have that aid of a professional helping you, it's a game changer. Yeah. But I would say that most of it is, through my personal experience, mental health and having a better way of finding veterans the help that they need, but also finding the proper caregivers and therapists also to put them together with the veteran.
Yeah, makes sense. Totally. No, I just, coming from somebody, I mean, fishing kid and myself, we don't know any of this. So it's kind of like, it's educational to us just to kind of understand where you guys are coming from in a sense. Cause, you guys serve our country. So, in a way, we're just like, I just want to know more and more and more. I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts and just hearing stuff. And it's just like, it's interesting and educational to me just to see what a lot of, service members go through. And I was just wondering, like I say, like the biggest challenge. And I think you're spot on in regards to saying it's the mental aspect that, that needs to be addressed in a sense. More and more.
I think we have now the millennials where we're in a period of our lives where there has been no war for like several years. We're way past 9/11. Mm-hmm. So you're getting into that area where you have a lot of college students that can't relate. So, I mean, that's also a struggle. I didn't have that. I went to college. When I was in college, 9/11 happened. And right after, I went straight into the military. So I grew up in a time and I served in a time where it was patriotic and everybody like loved you.
Yeah.
If you were in the military, everybody loved you. I got a caravan escort when I came back from Iraq. So
yeah, no, it's a little bit different right now. Like you said, it's like a new generation that has no idea.
Yeah, it's the woke generation.
The woke, yeah. Oh, get this guy going on the woke generation. He loves it.
I love it, right, kid? I don't think this is the platform for that kind of discussion.
Yeah.
Fish have feelings too, okay?
Love it. But no, it's awesome having you create your foundation and everything. It's really cool to see you guys doing that to help the veterans and everything. So
I mean, it also helps me. Yes, I'm trying to help fellow veterans, but a huge part of it is helping me try to stay in the straight and narrow. So
and I tell everybody, the greatest stress reliever is go fishing, man. I you know what? I mean, like I said, I have 4 kids that are freaking 8 and under. The greatest relief for me is like I can go fishing. And then even on top of that, if I can take them fishing with me. So to me,
I have a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old, and the 13-year-old does not like fishing. He is not an outdoor kid. He does not like being dirty or anything like that. The 4-year-old, he loves fishing with me. He picks out, if I like take him trout fishing, he'll pick out the mealworms. He does everything.
Well, you'll have a fishing buddy for the rest of your life. That was my goal. Hopefully one of the 4, one of them, right? That's what I told Kay. I go, hopefully one of these darn 4 is going to want to be my fishing buddy so I can have an excuse like, all right, I got to take her fishing because she wants to go, even though I want to go. But So I gotta have one of the. I gotta have
And
one.
you have to have a camera person so they can take the picture.
Oh, here we go. Yes.
Oh yeah. So you prove your catches.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm never gonna live that down. So that just, like I said, that just means I got to go back down there to Kansas and upgrade my PB so that I can really take a real picture and say, see,
Right.
this is number 2. Fools.
You know what I always say though? I always tell, because I like hunting too, but I tell people like hunting, you can set up a trail cam. You can take pictures of the buck you're after, you know. If you miss it, okay, you miss it, but you saw it. You can like hope it comes back. You know, you know what you're after. With fishing, if a fish breaks and breaks off the line, it's so traumatic. Like you don't know. You're never gonna know what that fish really looked like, how big it really was. You know, and then if you catch another fish, you're not gonna know, is that the one that got away or was it bigger? You know, like
you're speaking to
you up at night.
Yeah, you're speaking to every fisherman right now. They're like, damn it.
This is why pictures are important.
Right. Hey, all right. Learn my.
I'm gonna see. You're gonna have your picture of your kayak next time. It's gonna have those freaking like fish eyes everywhere. You're gonna have all different angles.
That's what he's got. Yeah. I mean,
you're gonna have a drone like following you.
All right, that's a good idea. I ain't gonna lie. But
Yeah. Just get one GoPro. That's it. That's all you need.
One GoPro. All right, I might have to do that, guys. But no, it's just okay. I'm gonna sacrifice. I'm gonna have to get one GoPro because now like I just said, everybody's like, man, you didn't catch shit, dude. No way. We don't believe you. Like,
you got to tell your wife. You got to be like, you see, hun, like you don't believe me. I'm just gonna have to do this because this is the only way that you're gonna believe me.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Unless you have a birthday coming up, then tell her to buy you one.
No, we went down on my birthday. That was the thing.
Oh, that was your birthday present.
So, yeah, it was my birthday present. The pink slip to go. What
happened? Where's the thingy?
Hello? Yep.
Hello?
We can hear
Okay,
you.
there we go. I'm like,
sorry.
where's the thingy?
Sorry. Oh man. But yeah, we've been this is so awesome to have you on, Leslie. And just the information and the stories you bring. I love talking to people, new people, in regards to their fishing stories, their life, how they got into fishing is pretty cool and everything. So it's awesome to have you on. You got anything else for her, Kit?
I guess first off, I just want to say, thank you to your husband, all service members, for their service. But if our audience wants to get a hold of you, like whether that's for your nonprofit or just want to follow you on Instagram or whatever, where can they go? How can they contact you?
Yeah, so my Instagram's really easy. It's just my name, Leslie _VanDerau, and then same thing for my Facebook. And then we have our nonprofit page, which is Heroes Outdoor Therapy, same on Instagram and Facebook. And then my trail, Catmasters. It's the Catmasters. I do have a tip for you guys before we get off here, since you are cat fishermen, and I happen to have one right on top. So I'm sure you guys have heard of Livingston lures. Livingston.
All right. Nope.
Oh wait, so you actually probably haven't because you don't bass fish. Well, these are bass fishing lures, right?
Okay.
And they normally have treble hooks.
Okay.
But what we do is my husband and I came up with this rig, and we take the treble hooks off of them, and then they have points of contact so that when the contacts hit the water, I think we lost Grandy.
No, I'm good. Okay. I'm sorry.
So that when they lose water, they actually emit sound. So like this one would like simulate a shad in the water and vibrate at the same time. So it's basically like a fish in distress. And we've been using these to catch our trophy catfish. So kind of like on a rig like this. We use these as floats. That's why we take off the hooks.
Okay.
And then on this, we would put our hook. Also, what size hooks are you guys using? Or like, do you use circle hooks?
I was when we were in Kansas, I was using 10-aught circle hooks.
Okay. So I use Yeah, I use 9-aught hooks. I use these actually. My husband has them. We randomly have guns and hooks and everything. Yeah, these are the ones we use, and these are not the nocturnal pig stickers. That's what they're called.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those. I know a guy that uses them. He shows them on his YouTube out in Illinois, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, I use these guys, and it's neat. Also, they actually have this one is specific to our nonprofit. So every $1 of everyone sold goes to our nonprofit.
Okay,
awesome.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to send you guys like rigs and like give you tips because I want you guys catching these trophy fish.
All right.
Well, normally I just use the Santee Cooper rig with the float on there. So that's kind of like I think there's like a big name brand one like Demon Dragons or something.
Yeah, so it's basically like the Demon Dragons. The only thing different is that these are electronic and they actually emit like Chad sounds or different sounds of fish.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's getting fancy, right?
I know. That's going next level. Okay.
And they light up too.
Wow.
Some of them light up. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Awesome. Hey, thank you, Leslie. We're gonna have to look into that, kid.
My husband and I have had that rig like kept a secret for years. And then one of our friends wanted us. He hunts and he has a show, and he wanted us to take him catfishing and do an episode. I'm like, okay, you realize like people are gonna see our rigs and everything. So we teamed up with Livingston. We got a hold of them and we're like, hey, we've been using these. We take the hooks off and everything. So now they're on board and they've been working with us with doing them for catfishing also.
Okay, awesome. That's pretty cool.
Literally introduced those rigs probably like less than 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Let our little secret out of the bag.
Don't worry, we can edit that part out and just save it for us.
No, it's on a YouTube episode now, and we've told everybody, so it's all good.
Cool. But no, you know what? This been so much fun. Thank you so much, Leslie. And like Fishing Kit. Like Fishing Kit said, thank you and your husband for your guys' service. I really do appreciate everything because to me, I mean, I never take where I live and what I have for granted. And then, like I said, having you guys, be a part of, the service for America. To me, it's awesome. It's badass. So thank you so much.
I appreciate the support and I appreciate you guys, even though you didn't take credit for it, just going out there and helping with veteran events that you guys.
This guy.
Yeah.
And we will. And I told Fishing Kit this year during the ice season, we're definitely going to do it again. And I'm definitely going to be a part of it. So super excited for that. And like I said, I just to have you on and have you be a badass catfisher, woman, men, I don't know, fishermen, women. I don't know. But obviously you catch way bigger fish than me, trophy fish than me. But I'm gonna have to take a picture in the next one I do, so I can at least show you and say I have a camera this time. So I have proof.
Well, I'm looking forward to you guys doing your recon so that you can invite me out ice fishing.
All right, we will definitely. Anytime, you're more than welcome to come to Iowa. So, but other than that, thank you so much for just your time and the stories and everything, Leslie. Appreciate your time.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.